You are listening to Stories from Väruld. In this episode, a visit to the library in Kennis.
I've heard stories, of course. Everyone in Droyma has heard stories of this place, but I thought they were exaggerations.
Most people do. Then they step into this hall and realize the stories were being modest.
It's larger than I imagined.
This is where every visit begins. The main hall. The first breath of the library, you might say. People arrive here with questions, and our first duty is to help them find where those questions belong. Those desks over there are staffed by stewards who know the catalogues, so a simple question does not turn into a maze. A visitor may arrive asking about a ruined bridge, a border dispute, a bird with a silver throat, or the last known road to a town that no longer appears on common maps. We listen. We ask what they already know, and then we guide them onward.
There must be more records here than a person could read in several lifetimes.
And still not enough. The library has taken upon itself a task that is, if we are being honest, impossible. We try to preserve the history of the world, to be its memory as best we can.
That sounds almost too large to say aloud.
It is, which is why we say it carefully. We do not claim to hold the truth. Truth is too vast, too contested, too easily bent by pride. What we preserve is what could be witnessed, carried, copied, remembered, and entrusted to us. A gap in the shelves is still part of the record, if one has the humility to notice it.
Where do the records come from?
From many hands. Some arrive sealed by officials. Some are brought by families. Some by merchants, sailors, couriers, pilgrims, diplomats, frightened witnesses, proud towns, grieving relatives. And many are made by our own journal writers.
Journal writers?
Yes, we train them here. They travel to places near and far and record what can be observed without rushing to judgment. Roads, rivers, names, landmarks, the condition of a road after rain, as well as traditions, social norms, and daily life.
I would like to see those journals.
Then come. Hall Race is one of my favorites. Here we are, Hall Race, the hall of travel journals.
There are so many.
And not nearly enough.
Not enough?
Never enough. These shelves hold accounts of journeys from every corner of the planet. Forests, river passages, mountain crossings, border towns, islands, ruins, ports, villages, and settlements that appear in no official register. Every journal is a fragment of the world carried back by someone who walked through it.
What does a journal writer actually write?
Whatever the journey requires. A journal writer records what can be observed and what was told to them, while making clear which is which.
So the journals are not only about travel?
No, they are about encounters. A ruined bridge matters, certainly, but so does the fact that the nearby village refuses to cross it after sunset. A map may show where a road leads. A journal may explain why travelers avoid it despite that.
And if the writer doesn't know whether something is true?
Then they say so. That may be the most important discipline of all. A careless writer says, "This road leads to the sea." A careful one says, "3 people claimed this road leads to the sea, though I did not reach it myself." That difference matters.
And they are taught not to judge?
No person writes without a mind of their own. But our journal writers are trained to separate what they saw from what they assumed. They do not write, "The village is unfriendly." They write, "The gates remained closed until the head woman arrived." Let the reader understand the difference.
That requires discipline.
And humility. A journal writer must accept that they are always seeing only part of a place. They record what they witnessed, what they were told, and what they could not determine. Future readers may compare many journals together and discover patterns the original writers never could.
Do people send journals here too?
Yes, not every record is made by our own writers. Travelers send notes, families send copied pages from old journeys, sailors send route journals, merchants send observations from roads they travel often. Sometimes an entire village sends corrections after reading what an outsider wrote about them.
Do they disagree often?
Constantly. And that is valuable too. Contradiction is not failure. Sometimes it is the clearest sign that a place is real.
What are the other halls?
That way lies Hall Hammer, where maps are kept. Beyond it is Hall Bloma, where records of flora and fauna are preserved. Pressed plants, field drawings, and bestiaries. Hall Prince Eastjeff holds lore and legends, stories that shift slightly each time they are retold. And Hall Stroke keeps poems, plays, songs, and prayers. According to its caretakers, it is the soul of the library.
And official records?
That is Hall Scribe. We should go there next. It will show you another side of what we preserve. This is Hall Scribe. Documents, declarations, letters, civic records, treaties, notices, laws, agreements. Ink with consequences.
It feels more formal than Hall Rese.
It is. Hall Rese remembers movement. Hall Scribe remembers decisions. Here are records written because someone believed the wording mattered. A boundary agreed upon. A title granted. A debt forgiven. A punishment recorded. A marriage witnessed. A law proclaimed.
So this is where power writes itself down.
Often, yes, but not only power. That distinction is important. Let me show you something unusual.
Please do.
This is the obituary of Nod.
An obituary?
Yes, it was sent here by Nod's relatives who wanted it preserved. It arrived with a note explaining that the mayor was always expected to write an obituary. In practice, however, this did not apply to the executed.
But her relatives thought differently.
Exactly. They insisted, so the mayor had to write one. This is why Hall Scribe matters. If we kept only decrees, we would know what authorities wished to declare. If we kept only verdicts, we would know what courts wished to conclude. But here we also keep what people refuse to let vanish.
So the document is official and not official at the same time.
That is one way to put it. It belongs here because someone entrusted it to the library. And because it tells us something no clean legal record would tell on its own. It tells us that a rule existed. It tells us that the rule had an exception. And it tells us that someone objected to that exception, not with a speech or a rebellion, but by making sure a piece of writing survived.
Is that the library's purpose then? To keep what would otherwise be forgotten?
That is part of it. We preserve the grand and the ordinary, the official and the disputed, the careful map and the smudged note, the law and the song sung against it. We cannot preserve everything. Some places never send records. Some roads close before we can follow them. Some people do not trust a stranger with a journal, and they may have good reason. Some events leave only silence.
Does that make the work feel hopeless?
No. Difficult, yes. Humbling, always. But not hopeless. An incomplete memory is still better than a world forced to begin again each time something is lost. Every document saved gives the future one more question it can ask.
I think I understand why people speak of this place the way they do.
Because it is vast?
No, because it is trying to remember without pretending it knows everything.
That is the kindest description of the Library of Kennis I have heard from a first visitor.
What if someone comes here with documents for you?
Then we receive them carefully. A journal, a copied map, a family letter, a town record, a song, an obituary. We ask where it came from, who carried it, who copied it, what is known, what is uncertain, and what must be preserved with it, so it does not become lonely in the archive.
Lonely?
A document without context is like a road without landmarks. It may still lead somewhere, but many travelers will lose their way.
I came here to see a myth. I did not expect it to feel so practical.
The best myths usually are.
I think I would like to stay a little longer.
Then you are already becoming a proper visitor. Come back to the main hall with me. We will find you a reading table and a travel journal from Droyma. Welcome to the Library of Kennis.
Thank you for listening to Stories from Väruld. In the next episode, behind the scenes of this podcast, Part 6.